welcome back to another episode of Catch That, where we break down albums, artists, and eras of R&B with folks in the music industry and experts on the music industry. I am Naturally Elise, and this is my brother.
JR.
And we are the R&B representatives. And today, we are welcoming back our most frequent guest. That's history.
This is number 82.
We affectionately call our Clay cousin and his family now.
Yes.
It ain't Clay no more. And and it is our brother. So what's up, brother?
What up, though? How y'all?
We good. Well, I'm good. I'm speaking for him. Like, we good.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Like,
I ain't good, nigga.
Yeah, y'all know I'm bossy.
I got this half-eaten apple, and I'm gonna try not to crunch all out on this motherfucker. So we family for real now.
Like LL doing it videos. Apple.
I'm gonna take my little bite. I'm glad I don't have like a lapel mic to pick up all of that.
Oh yeah.
What they doing over there?
Right.
What's happening? But welcome back. We always love to have you. And if you don't know who Zoe is, I feel you should. But if you don't, it's okay. I give you a pass. Amazing producer, musical director, and 1,000 other wonderful musical things.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome back.
Thank you. Always great to be back.
So, Mr. JR.
Yes.
How about you tell the folks what we're going to be talking about today and why we are talking about it?
Okay, so this is like the 89th time that Zoe has been on the show. So it really I think it's 7. So okay. This is an album I have been waiting to talk about. We're going to be talking about Amerie's All I Have. I'm ready to get into this because this album here, I got some funny stories with it. Y'all know my stories. But this album is dope. It's like so underrated to me. And a lot of people don't really discuss it like that. And to me, I always feel like this is a producer's album for real, to me. So, and we have one of the best. So we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about it. So actually, when did you actually get into Amerie? Let's start there.
I think it was, if I remember right, and I didn't look it up to confirm, I meant to, it was the end of 01, top of 2002, when her single dropped, when Why Don't We Fall in Love came out, or at least the first time I saw it.
Right.
And I saw the video, which, I saw the video in a cold month, but it still hit me like, yo, this is a summer anthem. You know what I mean? Like it was with the actual video going with the music, like it enhanced it so much more. Because it was already a jam, like out the gate. And and that's kind of like what I like about this album. Like it's very dense. And there's no interludes or nothing like that. It's just, there's the outro at the end, but like nothing in between. It's like, hey, we just gonna hit you with this and this and this and this and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's just running. So I just remember when I heard it, I was like, yo, it's a really pretty song. On top of the fact, the drums is hitting. So it's like it appeals to R&B cats and also appeals to hip hop cats, where at that time the line was starting to blur a little bit, not as much as it is now, but like, so, you clearly had two different crowds that she was appealing to. On top of that, she was nice to look at. So it was like, you had all these things, these combinations of things that was like, yo, when her album comes, like, I'm grabbing it just off top, straight up. So I think her album did come out in the summer, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
The day after my birthday, July 30th. Yep.
Okay.
That's when it came out. I just wanted to say that.
I enjoyed it.
Thanks. I appreciate it. But I got a funny story on how I got into her. Elise knows this story very well. But so Wendy Williams actually introduced me to this record. But Wendy didn't say who the artist was. It was like you heard it, and then she came back from the break and never really said who the artist was. So y'all know at this time, Ashanti is killing it. She's everywhere. So I'm like, oh, maybe. I was like, maybe her. So on Friday, when I got off of school, that was, me and my mom was like, all right, we got to go to Brooklyn to go see some family. So I was like, Mom, let me go on 42nd Street and let me go get some albums. Yeah, bootleg, y'all. Yep. And you got the 3 for 10. So
you had to go see that man.
Listen, man, listen.
That man with the title.
So we got this. So I was like, all right, let me get Ashanti's. Let me get hers because I wasn't buying it. Give me it was 2 other albums I remember getting. I think it was Brandy Full Moon. I got, even though I already had it, but it was 3 for 10. You're gonna go wrong, let me get it. So we pop in Ashanti's joint. I'm like waiting. I'm kind of trying to go to the song because you know exactly when this Why Don't We Fall in Love come on. So I'm not hearing it. I'm like, what is going on? What the hell? I'm not finding this. So my mom even liked the record because she was like, oh, this is the Ashanti girl. I was like, I think so. So we listened to it. My mom was like, well, this ain't it because I ain't hearing no drums. I ain't hearing none of that. I'm like, I ain't hearing a song like that either. Like, who is this? As soon as we took it out, some Hot 97 was playing it. And they was like, Amerie, this new artist, Amerie. I was like, wait a minute. That's the same girl that was on Nas's Stillmatic.
Yep.
I was like, oh, that's her. I was like, oh, all right. And then that's when I went and got the single on, I'm really getting the single. I was like, all right, let me look and see who produced this, who did all this. Rich Harrison. I was like, wait a minute. This is the nigga that just did in the meantime for Mary and did Beautiful Ones for Mary. And I was like, what the fuck? Where have I been? Like, I'm normally on Rich because I love what he did with Beautiful Ones and I love what he did in the meantime. But I'm like, I didn't know this. And my mother was like, so you made me listen to Ashanti's album and that wasn't her? I was like, you mad at me?
And the bootleg man like this.
Yes.
Got him.
Bootleg man got your ass too. So
I was just like, it's this new girl. And he like, oh, you must be talking about Ashanti. And I'm like, okay, if that's what it is, I'm thinking, baby and all that shit. I'm like, all right, cool. But
he worked with the information that you gave him. You said, who the new girl?
Right. That's true. I mean, Ashanti was over. She was like every fucking where. I was getting tired of damn baby any damn way. But it was just like, and me and my mom just clicking, and there's 17 songs on this album, yo. So I'm like, yes,
might be 18 on that bootleg. Might get you a bonus track.
Man, what? I'm sitting there like, and my mom like, I'm like, you gonna hear it when that bong, don't, nothing. So then after I got that, then I was like, yo, I need to get this girl's album, yo. And, after that, I got it and I was a fan ever since then. But I had that Ashanti joint and I'll never forget. My mom like looked at me with the nastiest look. Elise knows that look that she gives. And she just looked at me like, nigga, how dare you? You know I don't like that girl. And you made me really listen to her? I'm like,
that's the look my mom. That's the look my mom gave me. My mom gave me that look after making her take me to go see Graffiti Bridge. I think she still hate me off of that joint.
Oh yeah. Poor Prince. Oh God.
I was introduced because they played that video every 2 seconds.
Yes,
on
they did.
BET.
Yes, they did.
It was a BET staple there on all the different shows. So
I think that's the channel I saw it on too, was BET.
it was after I realized who it was. Then I started seeing the video like crazy, and it was like, damn, I should have just waited to come home and watch BET one time. I'd have got it. Like,
BET had they had their spring break anthem right there.
listen. Oh my God. And it was the 106 and Park staple then.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yep.
When it was good.
Yeah.
And the 106 and Park was good.
In a staple, I mean, especially at cookouts and get-togethers. Don't hear that.
Yeah, because it's a bright song. So I mean, like, for you to mistake it at first for an Ashanti song, I mean, that was like her lane. Her lane was, the bright, the happy songs. All those songs were like, really, really summery. So, for you to mistake it to be an Ashanti, like, it's not too far.
Right. And I'm glad that I went under some YouTube videos maybe a couple of years ago, and a lot of people were saying the same thing. They was like, yo, I thought it was Ashanti. One of the dudes actually said what I said. He was like, I was introduced by Wendy, but Wendy didn't tell you who it was. So I had to go searching to find this. And I'm like, well, damn, thank God I wasn't the only one, because I didn't want to look crazy out here.
Speaking of the radio, they also use this song a lot for the instrumental over them talking or coming into something.
Yeah.
They played that a lot too without the vocals. Yep.
Oh.
For years.
Cause that shit's so jamming. Like, that joint is jamming like a mug, man. Even now, if you go on Spotify, like, I do like little playlists, I break down. I'm really meticulous. I'm not into astrology, but I'm like a textbook Virgo. So even when I do my playlist, and I've done this for years, even when I was making mixtapes, I do them by year. So I, 2002 jams, 2001, and so on. And to start off my 2002 jam list is Why Don't We Fall in Love? Because it's a perfect starter. Like, it's only about 2 minutes 40 seconds long, and it's one of them joints that you just got to keep repeating because it's really short. There's no bridge, there's no bass line,
nothing, just straight drum and
straight drums, and and just atmosphere and just beauty on that mud. Like, it's a really pretty chordal song to me.
So, Zoe, you talked earlier about it being no interlude, but that was supposed to be an interlude.
Really?
I heard that. So, really?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Especially how she comes in on it. Like, she didn't even come, as soon as that joint breaks and the beat hits, she comes right in. Like, ain't no waiting at all. So yeah, that makes sense now that you said it. I was like, I heard it, but I was like, niggas, they'll say some shit online and that.
But they like played it and it was so hot, they was like, this gotta be this.
Yeah. It had to be. I'm so glad they did that. That'd have pissed everybody off.
You ain't lying. Summers and springs would have never been the way it is now if that single would have never been released.
Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense too because of the song length. And I mean, you think of 2002, 2003, like, songs weren't 2 minutes and 40 seconds long. They were more on the 3.5, 4. You know what I mean? So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I know that because every decade got a song length. And we learned that doing the radio show. So we'd be struggling when we did a disco show. And but then we were struggling to get enough songs when we was doing like a Motown show.
Yeah.
Yep.
60.
Yep. And it was so bad.
It was 45 seconds.
And so what we like to talk, right? So we talking, and mind you, these disco songs like 11 minutes, 7 minutes long. Our producer was like, y'all not gonna be able to finish this show.
Could you imagine being a DJ in like 1966 and having to use the bathroom? You couldn't play nothing. Everything 2.5 minutes.
Yes, yo.
Boy, that bathroom, you better be DJing in the bathroom.
Man, what? Oh God. You better hope y'all have a lot of commercials for real. What the hell?
Man, that shit didn't start lengthening out until the late 60s.
Mm-hmm. When you
Yeah.
started getting songs became 301.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it wasn't nothing going past like 235.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
And to have this as the opening record for that. And how, like you said, Joe, it just be jamming, yo.
Yeah.
Like for real. And
you got 2 bars of intro and then it hits.
but now, I was back then too. I was looking at a lot of reviews too on this, and the Mary comparisons was starting early. It was starting early because the way she is riding this joint, she riding it like an MC for real, and that's what we know Mary to do. So those comparisons were starting, and then she was working with Rich. Mary just finished working with Rich on the No More Drama album and then the Mary album. So you saw where this was going. I was just like, damn, yo. Damn.
She couldn't really catch a break with critics, man. And
no,
I think,
she couldn't.
Before this album, it was Mary. After this album, it was Beyonce, and then that became a whole other thing where she even responded in song. You know what I mean? And it's just, it really sucks because I think that this album it's a great albm, and like you said, it doesn't get talked about a lot because I think that people go to why don't we fall in love, and they kind of stop
and go to one thing.
Yeah, if like you keep going, like especially the top half of this album. Oh boy!
Listen,
it's a heat rock. It's some heat rocks on this one. Man.
Listen,
that top half of this album is kind of crazy.
All right, sis, did I mess up? Because I don't want to go to the next one and like I did before. Did we talk about it enough?
I'm gonna eat my apple. Let y'all talk it out.
Are y'all talking?
Oh, excuse me.
So the next song, "Talking to Me."
talking.
Zoe doing like he
did at the show. Zoe do exactly what he did at the show. He said, "I'm gonna go over here. Y'all deal with that."
Talking to Me is a jam.
Listen.
Talking to Me is a jam. And from a production standpoint, you have to be careful in how you use like keyboard acoustic guitar, because it sounds realistic, but then just the way the keyboard moves and how the guitar player moves is different, so you have to really play it and manipulate it in a certain way. But Rich did it in a way that it didn't bother me at all. I really like the chords of this joint. This is another one that doesn't have a bass line. Is this the one that has the bridge? This has the bridge, right?
Oh, this has a bridge. Oh, yes.
Yeah, the bridge on this is crazy. Yes. Like a mug. Bridge over troubled waters up in this book.
So confession I have is when this was a single and me and JR talked it out, there was a different radio edit. And so I didn't like, I wasn't a fan, or whatever I heard on the radio, I did not like it. But I didn't get the album till months later. And then when I heard the album, I was like, no, this song goes. So I don't know what version they were playing on the radio here, but it won't right.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you weren't able to find it later on, like at all?
I didn't think about why I didn't like, because I was just talking to JR and I was just saying when it came out, I didn't like it. And I was like, let me look and see, was it a different version or something they were playing on the radio? Because once I got the album, I did like it. So, or I don't know, maybe she grew on me by that time. I got to do some more research. This is just a eureka moment today. But I went, and there's like 10 different versions of the song.
Yes, there is.
Also with a remix with Foxy on it, a remix without Foxy on it. It's a lot.
Man, look, and that's another thing, even with these jams and later on with One Thing, off the Touch album, again, hip hop, R&B, when they're doing these remixes, they're not having other singers on the joint. They having MCs on the joint. With like you said, with Foxy and then Eve on the Why Don't We Fall in Love, and later on like Ludacris on, you know, I think that was One Thing, if I'm not mistaken. But like all MCs on these joints, because you know the groove is there. The groove is I mean, Why Don't We Fall in Love is basically PSK by Schoolie D. So, you know, it's very familiar to hip hop ears.
Yeah. And talking to me, I like, as much as I liked it, it had like a thickness to it, and I see why they kind of threw it out there for real, because this is the time where you got, who was out there during that time? You had like Music Half Crazy that was out. You had Raphael's Be Here, him and D'Angelo, and you had, you know, Tweets, the thickness of her album was out. So they was like, yo, let's throw this out as a single. But I just, as much as I love this record, I did not want it as a single though, especially following Why Don't We Fall in Love. I was like, you need like a banger, like for real, because now it's like she's a new artist. So you out here competing with all these other girls, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you need something that stick. Like she needed something like a One Thing after it, to be honest with you, that was going to hit. And people was going to be like, oh, paying attention to you. Her just in there in the cracks with all those other songs, and all those artists was already established. So it's like, oh, this new girl, she's sounding like them. And then again, there's what all the comparisons, like you said, so she couldn't catch a break. It was like anything she did, it was just like, oh, she sounds like this and she sounds like this. So I get it, even though I love this record, because that bridge, it always reminds me of Maxwell's. Damn, shit, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like,
I know I'm bugging. Blame it on work, y'all. But Maxwell's sis, what's my song title? You know what I love today. Shit. Do you ever wonder? I just went completely blank. Yes, I went completely blank, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm waiting for this caption. But
when it went into descension up in that mode.
Y'all know on that record, like how he goes in at the bridge and his backgrounds and his leads at the same time, and they sound so flawless. She sounds like that with Rich doing that vocal arranging that he did on her.
Yeah.
It's like I want to sing the lead and I want to sing the background for real. Can't do both. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, the vocal arranging that Rich did on this album, period. He gets an A+ for that, for what he had to work with. But at the end of the day, it was like, he killed that. And for her backgrounds on here, it just sounds so like rich, and she just sounded rich. It sounded rich, but it sounded like really, really good. And I love that. I loved her bridges on a lot of this album, for real, because it took you somewhere else. And that's what she did for me on this joint.
I think this one might be my favorite hook of the album.
Oh,
I love this, like kind of the, I mean, she does her like, she does that on a lot of the album, but like the staccato of the talk, like I like that. I love that part.
Oh, it was.
I think that kind of drives it home.
Oh, it's so much. I would love to see that too. Like to see how many stacking she did. Like I know she was in there like, Rich, are we done? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he probably had her going. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is love this movie.
You know, background singers listed in the personnel.
None. Amerie did everything. That's why, again, you know what? My mom said this, and this is the ones that she was like, them neo soul artists seem like, and she threw Amerie in there. And I see how it makes a lot of sense because of the thickness of this album. It was very thick. And it kind of felt like what we got with like Erica and D'Angelo and Maxwell. And she did her own background. Because at least like you said on the episode we did about Maxwell, you was like, you look at it, say all vocals, Maxwell. And this is with her. She did every last one. So it was just like, come on, Amerie. Like, she came in doing the damn thing for real. I just wish this album would have just went like, because it was supposed to. I think Columbia was really riding on this album to really do, and it kind of fell short, and it kind of became like a cult classic for real, because we all three, we consider this a classic album for real, and it's just like, I'll be looking at reviews and people be just having paragraphs. I was like, oh, hell no. Like, you just got a paragraph for an album like this? Like, are you? That's why the R&B representatives are needed. Anyway, I'm done on my soapbox. I'm sorry.
Are you though? Are you?
No. Oh, we ain't get to all of them yet.
Yeah. All right. So then we have Nothing Like Loving You.
Another one.
I love this record.
Another one.
Oh my God.
And this is what one of two slow records on this one?
Right. And her slow songs is grooves.
Yeah.
Like, she don't have no ballad on this joint. This is a slow record and it still got a groove to it.
Yeah, like this would be the closest one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. This gave me Janet flavor. I got Janet, The Body That Loves You on the Janet album feel. Like, I got that on there. Like, the way she vocally attacks this joint, it felt like that record, but added to some drums. Because the drums is the star of this album, period. Like,
no, for real.
Yeah. Like, the drums is where it's at on this joint. And that's why I wanted her to do an MTV Unplugged. But I'll let you go, sis. I'll get to that.
Well, I was thinking the song, it gives me the feel. I felt like this song could have been given to a girl group. And it
really?
Like an SWV type of group, and it would have been killer. Because think about how the harmony goes on the choruses and the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving me very much girl group of that era. It's giving me 90s girl group.
Very much 90s girl group.
I can see that. Oh, wow. I think that's
why the song appeals so much to me, because, I love a 90s group. So
this album to me with songs like this, that's why I was saying I wanted her to do like an MTV Unplugged, like with this, because I can see her just sitting in a chair, you know what I'm saying, with like Rich on the back playing the piano and the drums or whatever, and had like a little intimate moment, and it could just be her singing with songs like this. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think with this album, she needed an MTV Unplugged, so people can really see her and see more her talent and see all that. And with records like this, it's just so smooth, yo. Like,
or at least like a Planet Groove or something.
Yeah.
This was a black ass song. Like, Nothing Like Loving You was a black ass jam.
Yeah.
So
why I said that, I was like, this is a black ass song.
Yeah,
like,
MTV would have seen that and be like,
That's why I said Planet Groove. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
R&B.
Yeah, to the core. Y'all right.
Stand for black.
Right. Real and black.
Oh God, y'all. But yeah.
This is what the album gave you, because it's about the drums. You got rhythm and black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Damn. Has she ever done this live? This song?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard it.
You think I would know? You think I would know, right? My YouTube having ass.
But if she's done it, has she done it with a band? Like, or is it with the track?
Oh, right. I'm gonna research that and see if she's done this live, yo. Cause
I'd be interested in checking.
Me too. Me too. I love it. But yeah, Black ass song for sure. That's what I put on mine. I said black song.
This joint black as hell.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the way I feel.
Yeah, man. That was a perfect way to go out. Like that was a perfect way to do something a little bit different and go out on like that. I just got goosebumps hearing that shit. But that's a perfect. I love that. I love that part. I love that part.
Oh God.
Can't get it out of my head.
Thanks
Yeah,
to you.
that song is it, yo.
I should have pulled that shit up here before we started, so we just run snippets.
All right. She said this is one of her favorite songs because she did an interview. Now that I did see. She did an interview online and they was asking her when the album came out. She was like, yeah, I know everybody's into why don't we fall in love, and everybody's into that. She said, I'm into the slow joints. Like, give me, nothing like loving you. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And she was like, show me and all I have. Those were her favorites. I was like, makes sense.
Agreed. No, she was shining on them joints. Like she was shining on them joints.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can't let go.
My favorite record. That is my favorite record on this album. Yo.
I love the chord progression on this joint.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Oh my God. And mind you, I'm coming off Amerie's In the Meantime, which gives me that vibe there. And when this joint came in, I was like, yo, like this album, you felt like she was in love, yo, like for real. Like it was like some new love to me. And mind you, I'm in high school when this album comes out, so it makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Especially, and this is back then when I used to, in my cars, I used to put like lyrics to songs. And a lot of people weren't on this record. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people weren't on this album. So when I had my girl, catch that one. When I had that, and I wrote, now forever we belong, your heart belongs to me. And that's how it's supposed to be. And I remember she was like, oh, that's nice. Oh, I like it.
I wrote that myself.
Right. So I was like, yeah, thanks. You know what I'm saying? So maybe a couple of weeks later, we riding in my car and I'm playing the album in my CD joint. And then she go. And I just went, when somebody's staring at you, I was just like driving like, yo, why is she looking at me like this?
Like, yo, say they biting. They biting.
Oh, and then she was like, you got this from this? I was like, smooth, right? I was like, smooth, right? She said, you get a pass because this is a good song. I said, all right, cool.
Yeah, this joint. This joint is like, I like how it's structured too, whereas, instead of, the typical like 4 measures, it's 3. It's clusters of 3 bars. Which kind of takes you back to Beautiful Ones.
Yes.
It's kind of structured in the same way, which, and I mean, it's just a beautiful fucking chord progression. Like it's very simple. It opens up with that major chord, and that I like to do that a lot in my production. End it with a major chord, and like just the skies kind of open up, and that's what he did with this one. And yeah, again, she's them two were peas in a pod on this album, man. Like straight up and down. They were straight peas in a pod.
Yes. And like at the really 3 minutes, see, I love this song so much. At the 3-minute, 11-second part, this song goes into fucking overdrive when she like, never letting you leave, never letting you go, never letting you. I was like, yo, son. I'm like, yo, like.
And it comes right thinking, I can't let.
Yes.
And then they all come together. Like,
I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, even when I listen to the album now, I gotta listen to this song like 3 times before I go to the next one. I can't help it, yo, because it's like that part when she go there and like you said, then they bring it all together. So you got the background and her leads, and then you brought the hook coming in. It's just like, yo, this is some blissful shit. I'm like, yo, like, I don't want this to end. So mind you, today I'm at work listening to this joint in my headphones, and I'm just vibing to it. And I just was like, replay, replay, replay. I love this song, yo. Oh,
the fucking vocal arrangements, man.
That yeah, he get an A++ for that.
He did it again later on that damn Take This Ring with Tony. That song, man, that's my favorite Tony Braxton song, period. And
really, so really?
Yep.
And it ain't even close, like I always say.
It's not close. No, it's not close.
Wow, really?
I love that song, man.
Wow,
not even what she's talking about, but just he's able to take samples. Not a lot of people that are able to take samples, play over them, and make them make sense musically. Number one, Tall Black Guy's another one who's great at doing that. And then just what she was doing on that hook, I was like, yo, like, that's what I'ma do. That's what I'ma do. Like she and her sisters was singing that. Like they took that joint and just it was yeah. And they got the instrumental online too, I think, somewhere.
Oh, it is?
I've taken that, I've listened to that and like studied it and
oh wow. Yeah, because her and Tamar got down on that for real.
Good gracious.
People sleep on Libra. Y'all better stop playing with Libra, with Tony and Libra, yo.
And you know what? I got a funny story about Rich Harrison.
Okay.
I met Rich one time. Me and Cy, shout out to Cy Smith.
I think he told us his story, but yes.
we were playing over at Ben's Next Door. We were just doing a duet joint. I was on keys and she was singing. This was like 2011, and you know, folks came out. It was cool. I remember breaking my stuff down, taking it to the car. But before that, like I sat down at the bar and just got a drink or something like that. And I'm talking to a dude who's been at the show, and like we just rapping. Like it's 20, 30 minutes. We just talking. And after that, I think I bounced. I think I said what up to a couple other people, and I bounced. Later on that night, me and Cy texting, blah, 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 because she just called him Rich. And I just didn't, I didn't think nothing of it. Later on that night, she's texting me, yeah, Rich, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Rich Harrison, blah, blah, blah. I was like, wait a minute, who? She was like, Rich Harrison. I was like, nigga, I was up there having a half-hour conversation with Rich Harrison. You ain't telling me who the fuck I was talking to? But yeah, like he and I we were talking like we went to school together. Like that shit was crazy. Like we were just rapping.
And he probably loved it too.
Probably did. Made him feel normal.
You made him feel normal, yeah.
Right. But he was cool as hell. He was super cool, man.
Nice.
That's very cool.
Wow. Because man, Rich Harrison, yo. I would have probably did the same shit though, for real. Like just sitting talking and been like, nigga, you didn't tell me it was Rich Harrison.
No, because a lot of times, I mean, and it makes sense because as a producer, I know that people don't know you really by face like that. If you're not an artist, like if you're not putting stuff out under your name, and even with me, like people, you know, I'm able to go wherever I need to go. People will recognize me once in a while, but it's not like, you know, I'm stopping traffic and nothing like that. So, you know, I'm just kicking it with a cat who one of my favorite producers out of the 2000s and don't even know it. Crazy.
That's before now, you know, when I was just talking about this with somebody. Now the producers are becoming the artists. That's when things were changing. You know what I'm saying? Because now when you get albums with joints produced by this, it's like, you ain't never used to get that shit before. It used to be all about the artist, and that's it. That's it.
Well, you know, and everybody got Instagram, everybody. Well, I don't even think Rich is online like that. I don't even think he's.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So even with that, it's like, shoot, even, you know, in now times, it's like, we still may not know. He's still kind of flying on the radar.
Really? Oh, no, so, If I wouldn't have known you like this, oh nigga, I'd have knew who you were. I'd have been like, nah, nigga, you Zoe, yo.
Now the funny thing is, like, when I'm out with my daughter and somebody recognizes me, like, she thinks that's the greatest shit of all time. Like, she thinks she's like, oh, daddy's famous. And we were saying at school that you're famous and we can Google you. And I'm like, I wish I was famous enough to get these goddamn rent prices down.
Okay.
Boy. All right.
Oh, man.
Then we go into Need You Tonight. You don't like it, Jim?
Oh no, I love this record.
Yeah, another one.
No, because I know the reason why I did that, because I know Nikita, when she see this part, she gonna do that. Because I got a story with this. Because Nikita, she hates this song now.
Uh-oh.
So I know when she see this, she gonna be like, this damn song.
You got to run it. You got
okay, so all right, so we were in Nesby in college, right? So we had to do a little community service, going around talking to people, whatever. So it's like maybe 7, 8 of us, right? So we just walking. So we got like blocks to walk. So we like, fuck it. What album y'all want to sing along to? So we was like, a lot of them were from DC. So a lot of them was like, yo, what about Amerie? All right, I knew it, whatever. We get to Need You Tonight. Let me tell you something. We sung that joint from probably about 6 blocks. And Nikita was like, is that the only song on this album? Because we kept going back to it. Because somebody else would do background, somebody would do lead. Somebody would do background, somebody would do lead. So it would be like, we would go over and over. And Nikita was like, I'm about sick of this damn song. If y'all don't sing something else, because at least Nikita, she's not that album girl. Like, she knows songs, and she know, of course, Why Don't We Fall in Love? She know that. And she may know Talking to Me. May. And that's a big may. And when we got to that, it was like, we just kept singing it, yo. And she was just like, I think the first maybe 2, 3 times, it was kind of like, all right, cool. They must be really like this song. But y'all kept going, because we would stop at the bridge. So somebody else would come in, and then we'd do the bridge. Then we'd go back to the No, Nikita, so I can't play that song around her. I wanted to do it on the way to North Carolina, but I ain't want to die on the way down. So I wouldn't have made it to the shows, though, if I'd have did that shit.
Now, this is one that, like, to me, it like combines his DC roots with the heavy percussion. But also, I think that there's some Neptunes in there. Okay. And I think that there's some Tim and Missy in there with, when you had the boom.
And the weird sounds in the back.
Yes. Yep. And then he throws, he got to keep it hip hop and keep the, throw the sample stab at the very end of the phrase.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, even in the beginning, it really just draws you in, because it's like there's this build up, and it's like, where is this about to go?
Mm-hmm.
And even after the first hook, there's even more build up, because then he adds the chords in the verse, and it's like, oh shit, and that's what, again, like, as a producer, it's like you try to pick up on these little things that make songs interesting, to where it's like, okay, in the first verse it's gonna sound like this, the hook gonna sound like this, then in the second verse it's gonna sound like the first verse, but I'm gonna add this little sprinkle on top, because then it'll make it different than the first verse, that'll make you want to keep. And that's what it sounded to me like they were doing. Like the song was just a really slow build up. But yeah, it's another one. It's another jam. It's another jam.
Yeah, and it's another dope little bridge. And the actual bridge is not even that long, but it just put me in the mind of it put me in 90s mind. It made it like a faith song or something. Like,
I can give you that.
Na, 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 na.
It do give you faith.
And it's a very short bridge, but it's memorable.
That's funny you said that, because I can kind of hear this song like fitting in with the Faithfully album.
Ooh, yeah,
Like the year before.
I agree.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I can hear that.
Oh man, I said the same things though. If you did not know the DC roots, you knew it by the time this song came in. You knew this sound. Like if you did not know, if you didn't know what Rich was doing, by the time you got to Need You Tonight, you knew what this sound was.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because he came in with that straight doom, doom, boom, doom, doom, boom, and it was like, I can't say, like, I always wanted to ask God, recipes to Chucky, but I always wanted to ask him, how did he feel hearing this record? Like, I know he probably was like, my man's killed this joint, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I can't even hate on this joint. Like, he ate this shit because, like you said, you can hear the DC in it. Like, it's so DC. For real. You know what I mean? And it's just like, God damn, them damn drums, dog. It's just like, boom. And she's riding it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's riding that joint, yo. Like, and then, like y'all said, when she gets to the bridge, it's so airy. Don't want to think about you are. Like,
and then it goes like, oh,
and then it's a couple of times you could tell that she kind of go out of her range a little bit. That's what we talk about. You could tell, but the song needed it. It gave it a little bit more depth. You know what I'm saying? Because it was
that's
like
that human shit. That's the human part.
Yeah. It was like, it was a little raw. It was like, I was like, oh, Amerie going a little too much, but it's cool. It put that soul in the record that I felt like it needed. So yeah. Need You Tonight is one of them joints, yo. Like, it gets you off the break.
And still up to this point, and pretty much throughout the album, like, they all have kind of, I mean, it's all really cohesive at this point. There's still no, again, there's no interludes, there's no bridging the gaps between the albums, but everything sounds like it's in its right place.
Yes, absolutely. Love this record too.
Yeah, ain't no skips so far. Ain't no skips.
I like how Zoe said that so far. Catch it, y'all. Catch it.
I only have one skip. We ain't got there yet, though.
We'll see if we agree on the same one.
Okay. But now we have Got to Be There.
The second favorite.
Oh.
This was the same. This was in the same groove as Why Don't We Fall in Love?
Absolutely.
You know what? Elise made me think about something, sis. Remember you did this? And I was like, she was like, think about this. This ain't nothing but Crazy in Love. She was like, think about it. And I'm sitting there. I was like, you motherfucker. Yes.
Like, setting the stage.
Setting it.
And I said that to JR maybe a year or two ago.
Yes.
I was just randomly listening to this, and when that came on, that thought, and I was sent JR a text.
Yes. Yeah. But this is actually a funny story I have for this record, y'all. This is funny. So one of my best friends wanted to ride out to go see what the fuck a boyfriend was doing. So, hey, I'm with it. I'm riding out with you. Where we going? This is from Laurel to Baltimore.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was mistake 1 and 2, but go ahead.
So she like, we riding out. I'm with you. Let's ride out. So I call you partner in crime for a reason. But so we riding or whatever. So she was like, yo, I'm gonna throw on Amerie, whatever, right? So we driving, and obviously we must have forgot that we was on some creeping shit, right? So we about to pull in his neighborhood, right? We got the windows down, singing Got to Be There at the top of our fucking lungs. We coming up slow to the joint. He walking out the door. He was like, I already knew y'all was coming. Y'all was loud as shit coming in. She was blasting it out this car, y'all. Like we singing at the top of our lungs, y'all. Like
how old was y'all, man?
This was 2007, so I was 21.
Yeah. Yep.
Makes sense, right?
Right.
Yeah, some stupid ass shit. That's what some stupid ass shit. The ride like that down there, and then he walked outside and he was like, I knew y'all niggas was coming because I heard y'all up the block.
All y'all did was waste gas.
You see what the fuck, hey Marie, this is your fault for being a good ass record to have us singing like this, yo. And we pulling the joint, so they outside, whatever. So I stick it to the car, whatever. So they do what they do, whatever. They talk, whatever. And she get back in the car, right? And she made sure she said, "You just don't understand. You hold my heart." I was like, you really gonna sing this lyric to him, girl? Like we was on some, I look back like this was about the most stupidest shit. We drove like 40 minutes. Right, so 40 minutes. I shouldn't have never went. I should have stayed.
You got a Men in Black that memory, dog. You got a Men in Black one.
Jerry, you know you too loud to be a criminal anyway. I don't know why you about to shit. You one of the loudest people I know. And what made it so bad, but I wasn't driving, so you know I was drinking, so it made it even worse.
Oh shit. I ain't even factoring alcohol.
Right. She brought the wrong person with her.
Where you live at? That nigga in the house like, what?
It's like anytime I remember this song, that's why I think about that memory, because I'm like, we did some crazy shit, and it was so like, why the fuck did we do this shit? Like windows down. Ugh. That's so funny. But every time I think about this record, I think about that. I laugh because I'm like you, though. Like I want to like forget it, but when this song comes on, I can't help it. It's like I'll be like, I just smile. I just like today when I was listening to it, I was just at work like, that was some stupid shit, but what a memory. It's funny, JR, because you had the craziest memories associated with R&B, and I could count on probably 3 fingers of mine that's connected to R&B, that like outside of love shit. Right. All my shit is connected to doing stupid shit on hip hop records. You play any hip hop medley, I be like, oh Lord, that's when we especially play some DMX. I got so many crazy memories attached. Yeah, I do with that too. So it's dark and hell is hot. It child, we be here all day. It's
oh boy.
Listen.
None of my crazy stories are really connected to R&B records. Yeah, it is. It is. And this sweet stories are. I just can't believe we did that shit though. Like, and so you know how far that shit is.
Oh, absolutely.
The Baltimore, like, what the fuck was we thinking?
Yeah,
like,
depending on what part of Baltimore you going to, like that could be 40 minutes, that could be 60 minutes. And depending on how 95 operates or BW Parkway.
But it was at night though. It was at night. Okay. It was at night. So yeah, it was at night. You gang banging the Amerie. That's why. And game banging all wrong. All right. Wrong. Completely wrong.
I can't get in the door. Can you help? The whole fucking neighborhood know that you breaking into the house.
And like y'all said, I'm loud. So I know he probably was like, that's JR. So I know at least I know Shelly is coming. That's her name, Shelly, my best friend. Yeah. She was like, I know she coming. Because that's JR. But she was singing with me, so it was like, did we really do this on some creeping shit, or did we not?
At least turn the shit down when you get to the block. God
you know what I'm saying? Like, and don't say nothing. But we got it right after that time. Oh, we got it right. Oh, we got it right, Zoe. Oh, we got it right. Nigga, I went like this in the whip, like.
You hadn't been asleep.
But yeah, this is another one of them songs where another amazing bridge. Yeah. Like
And no bass line again until the hook.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Na, 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 na.
And then it's just like she just kept going up, up, and up, and up. I'm like, oh God. Love this.
That's the song of the album. On this song, this is the song where I think is her like best vocal performance, like to me, throughout the album.
I give you that. I give you that. For
like
sure.
every vocal decision made sense. It was just, yeah, she did. It's a certain part of her voice that she don't go to a lot. That's the best sounding part of her voice, and I don't know why she don't like the part where she goes na 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 na, all that. Why she don't sing like that more? That's the best part of her voice.
A lot of people feel like I think we was talking about this with I forgot who it was, and we were saying how people love thinking that their highest range is the best part of their vocal, and that's not the case. That's why I love when like Layla, she knows that deep register is her best part of her vocal, but it seemed like now everybody want to hit this high note and thinking that's the best part, and sometimes it's not. Like I wish Amerie stayed there too. You know what I mean? At that right there, because she sounds so comfortable to me.
The high part is what's gonna get the reaction from the crowd.
That's what that is.
They also know that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go high, you go high and hold it. Like that's, you know what I mean? That's
yeah.
That's you know, unlock some shit with our people. So every single time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And you know what? And I think a lot of times people give the lowest singing artists a hard time, even our legends. Like, well, they can't sing. Are you fucking insane?
Very much so.
That part.
It's you, like Zoe said, you equate good singing with high register.
Yep.
And that's, and like both y'all said, like, and sometimes with some singers, yes, that is the best part of their voice, but not all the time.
I agree.
And depending on if the song calls for it as well.
Right.
That part.
Yeah, that's her sweet spot, and I wish we could have heard more of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Slow jam number 2.
Yeah. And is this the one you don't like, Jared?
I like it, but
it's actually one of my favorite songs on the album. I
love this joint, man. I love
that song. That's the song I will listen to and I have to run it back. That's my run it back song. It's so pretty.
Yeah, it is. Like it's dark, like it's like hauntingly beautiful. Like it's one of them joints. And like I remember even listening to it when I first got the album and thinking just off the drums at the beginning, I was like, oh, this is one of them. You know what I'm saying? With the you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, you know, because in 2002, at that point, everybody has done Timberland. Everybody has done repetitive drums and all that stuff. But then when the chorus started coming in, I was like, oh, okay. And then when it got to the hook and like brought everything in, I was like, oh yeah, yep, I rock with it. So like, you know, this is the second slow jam, but even this as a slow jam, you know, it's kind of busy. So, you know, still really appealing to the ear. I think I read one critic and they were like, you know, she's got a song there. It's called "I Just Died," and of course it means "In Your Arms Tonight." And I was like, this album is not even for you. You know what I'm saying? Like this, not even.
That's so corny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
I'm sure they like compared it or equated it to the '80s song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's not that. But you know, when it comes in, it, you know, at the beginning, I was like, I don't know. But then where it went, I was like, I'm with it. And now I love the song. I love that song.
It's not that I don't like the song. I think this is the shift of the album for me. It's preparing you for the next 2 songs for me. that's why I'm like, where we at? Like, where we
Right.
going? You know what I'm saying? That's why it was just like, I like it, but I'm like I was like you, Zoe, as soon as it, I'm like, where we going? And it kind of sounded like a lullaby to me. Like, it was just like, to me, it felt like a cute lullaby. And it kind of reminded me of like the song Music Box on Mariah's Music Box. It gave me that. And I always thought that song was a little corny. But with this, it was just like, I was like, okay. Like you said, the first 6 songs perfectly sequenced for me. But then we get to this, and I'm like, oh, okay, where are we going? The other 6 songs, I never had to do that. I'm like, okay, it's going into this one. It's going into this one. Okay, and then we get to I Just Died, and I'm like, all right, all right. But then the next 2 songs, it made sense. That's why I was just like, all right, I can rock with it. But that's one of the songs I'm like, okay. I'll sing along to the shit. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm still gonna do that shit. Like,
Right,
that's not happening. But it just kind of gives me the shift of the different thing.
And it's funny that, Zoe, that you said like the particular reviewer was, kind of making, pretty much saying, oh, it's generic, it's Dining Arms Tonight. But actually, when you look at the lyrics of the song, it's actually a very interesting, like, not what you expect song. Especially there's a part, and it's one of my favorite parts of the song. It's like, my friends think I'm so insane to fight this feeling, but my life's at stake. That's writing. You didn't go past that. That lets me know you didn't listen to the song and how she sang that part. It's like, but my life's at stake. Like you didn't listen.
Yeah,
you done shared the article and commented on the goddamn song title or on the article title.
That part.
Listen to music, or do you just skim through it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was, but a lot of these reviews that she was getting, it was like mixed to kind of like bad. They was killing her.
Yeah, they was killing her.
Yes, and I'm like, are we listening to the same album?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. It reminded me of when Adriana Evans released her first album, and I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it in the Source, and I think they had given her like 2.5 mics, and then I had to think about it after the fact, because I was like, I'm getting this anyway because it's on Loud Records. I'm getting it. I don't care. And I ended up loving the album. And then I had to think about it. Well, Source is a hip hop magazine, and they're reviewing this R&B album. Like, you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt. So even with reviewers, even on my own stuff, it's like, you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. And it's like, put your own ears to it. Sometimes if they're good reviews, you can use that to push. But I think that they totally missed the ball on they totally
they
the ball
did.
on this one.
Yes, they did. It was just so many reviews that just was eating her up. And I was just like, how, y'all? Like, really? And then like I said, you see reviews out there and they doing paragraphs. You can't do a paragraph just on an album like this.
Not at all.
Musically, like, come on, like, nah, bugging.
Honestly, I don't feel like you could, like, any paragraph is gonna cover any work of music, good or bad, or anywhere in between.
True. That's real.
Yeah, but
but
another thing I like about this song, with the vocal arrangement, I like the cadence of her singing throughout the record. It's just so interesting, and it's not like anything else on the record, honestly, to me. Like just the way she's floating.
Yeah, it's not like anything else that Rich has done either. Really, I haven't really heard him in that.
No.
So it was kind of almost out of the box for them both, I guess.
Every now and then it's just like.
So it's like, she was toying around with the kind of the double time sing rap style, you know what I mean? Like, she was kind of toying around with, but it worked. Like, this was it was always, for me, it was always Nothing Like Loving You, Why Don't We Fall in Love, I Just Died and Can't Let Go.
Mm.
Off this album for me,
She
like
said
like the automatic ones.
She said when they was doing this, she was like, they really didn't want to fit in nowhere. And you can clearly tell. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell they like, we're not trying to fit into what's going on. We just want to create music. And that's exactly what they were doing. You know what I mean? And even though I said I think there's the shift with this record, it's not a bad song at all. And the way at least it got like, this could have had a dope ass video, to be honest with you. Like, now the way sis you was just doing that and adding character to the song, I could have saw a dope ass video though, a good ass video treatment for this joint. But who am I?
I just thought you didn't like it because every time I talk about it or I play it, you just like,
yeah, I give you that. That's what I do.
That's why I thought that. I mean, I never really asked you, but I just assumed.
Yeah. This is why it's just the shift. You can hear the shift, and I didn't have to do that on the other song. That's all.
Yeah.
Yep. Now you just did it. Yep.
Here we have Hating on You. I did not like that song.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Oh, don't either.
No, like these are my least favorite of the albums. Hating on You and Float.
And these I felt like probably could have been singles. Honestly,
really?
That would have fit with what was going on then. For it,
as far as well, now with Hating on You, I can see that as far as what she was talking about.
Right. As far as that, I'm just thinking of like the way to sound to me. Like she needed something like this to give her, because Talking to Me just wasn't gonna do that. Like it was just so smooth, and she's coming off some hardness of Why Don't We Fall in Love. I'm thinking Hate on You is kind of like, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like it could have fit in what the playlist of what the stations was playing, and I felt like,
would that have been like her Erykah Badu Danger? Do you think?
Yes.
Like what that did as a single, or what they were trying to do for her as a
yeah. That's why I think a lot more people would went to the album to me. You know what I mean? Because we all love Talking to Me. Like we love the record, but it really didn't do anything, which caused the album to kind of just stop. There was no single afterwards. It was nothing. It was kind of like nobody cared no more, and they just moved on. And I'm like,
that's crazy. It was just the two singles off of this, right?
That was it. Crazy. I was like, how an album like this? But again, then you had the Columbia shit going on, and you had other female artists that was there that they were putting more money behind, and it was just like, after Talking to Me, it was nothing. It was done.
Like the only like really promo touring for the album was she was on Nelly's tour, and she did like 14 dates, 12 or 14 dates with Nelly, and that was kind of the extent of the like promo performance stuff.
And that's what she was saying on she was like, she realized the label wasn't behind her as much as she thought.
Because that's not, I mean, her going on a Nelly tour, like what's that gonna do?
Nothing. Because that's his audience.
Yeah.
And that's the Hot in Here and Dilemma. That's a crossover.
Yeah, man.
Like she didn't need to be on that tour. Like who thought of that? Like
that was white teenagers at that concert.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so she out there singing, Talking to Me. They probably looking like,
bring on Nelly.
Bring on right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
they probably won't even checking for Why Don't We Fall in Love to be
right.
They wasn't.
DJ.
It wasn't.
Them joints too black for that crowd, man.
I'm trying to think who was like out that she could have really did something with. This is 2002 though. I mean,
who was touring around there? No, there's a lot of stuff out, but who?
Music.
Do you think? Well, that could have worked.
She could have went with Music. Mm-hmm. Who else?
That
Well,
could.
Erica didn't have nothing out yet.
Then you got to think about what the label stuff. So then you got to
Mhm.
think of she probably would only be doing that with the label made.
With a
Was
Colombian artist.
Columbia? Oh,
No, I
oh,
don't
I
think so.
wonder how that got together. I wonder how that was thought
How
of.
that even worked,
Right.
right?
I'm sitting there trying to think, what?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like they just messed up everything with this era for her. Like it's just like, why is she on tour with Nelly?
Yeah.
That didn't
Yeah.
just, yeah,
Catching them breaks, man.
yeah. Poor
Them
girl,
breaks.
poor girl.
She deserved more.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. He was with Universal though,
Oh,
Ah, that's right.
so maybe something. You know how the connections is. Connected, somebody was doing something, and like, all right, well, take Amerie on tour with you.
Mhm.
I mean, at the end they had to really pay her. You know how them first tours
Right.
go. So
Right.
damn, yo.
You happy you out here?
Yeah, that. You know what I mean? But yeah, when she was like, yeah, I realized doing once the album was out and all this, she was like, I just knew the label wasn't behind me. And the biggest, this is 2002, the biggest female artist during that time was J-Lo. You know they was pushing all that money behind her. So where does that leave her? You know what I mean? It's just like, and then
And Rich had
Ashanti,
one with her too.
right.
Rich had
And
one
then,
with her too.
yeah. And then you got Ashanti is killing it right now. So it's like, where is she fitting? You know what I mean? But oh God. Oh, that's why I felt like Hate on You and maybe Float should have been, because it was what was maybe hot. And I think maybe they could have went that way instead of Talking to Me. Like we all know when Tweet went with Oops, and the album was not Oops at all. Like
I remember buying Southern Hummingbird and listening to the album, and the first song, I was like, this shit is crazy. And the next song, I'm like, this don't sound nothing like. But at the time, again, it was just like, we gotta grab your attention. Then we grab your attention.
We got you. You know what I'm saying? And I think she needed that because she grabbed us with Why Don't We Fall in Love. That was us. She got us. But if you wanted to sell, I'm like, you got to get her some way. Tweet got you with Oops. Like we here. Now go buy the album.
Or Call Me.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Tweet ain't getting really nothing after Call Me anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she still got the sell from Oops. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, Float and Hate on You. I was like, oh, those could have been singles to get you. And once you heard it, you'd be like, wait a minute, there's some shit here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now she ended up getting her Oops 3 years later.
Right. She ended up going, oh
man.
Whew.
That song, that shit was everywhere.
Monster, for real. But again, Zoe, the label didn't believe in it.
Right.
They didn't believe it. So her team leaked it. And once it leaked.
And of course, by that time, when one thing comes out, they think that she biting Beyonce.
That part.
And in fact, this was already her sound. They use
from
the same
here.
But niggas don't read.
She wasn't promoted correctly.
Right.
No one knew that. I mean,
right.
the lay people didn't know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And those main people like to talk and make posts and stuff. But yeah.
Man. Maybe that should be the title of this shit. Amerie deserved better.
I like it.
Amerie deserved better.
I like it.
Yep. Cause she laced us with some shit, man.
Yes, she did. Oh my God. Well, we talked about both of them.
But we ain't talk. But I actually like Float a lot.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Okay.
So was Hating on You that was your skip?
Oh, skippity, skip.
But I actually rock with Hating on You more than
no song with hating in the title by any artist.
It's I know where your ass going.
I don't like
you don't do Jill at all. No.
Yeah, no, I didn't rock with that one either.
Me either. No.
Something about that phrase is inherently corny, so I don't even want to hit that.
Oh, you already know how I feel about my girl with using that damn word.
Yeah,
But
another one.
I rock with Hating on You musically more than Float.
Okay.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. And I think with Float, like I see where there's problems with it, but I just like the general feel, like the mood of it,
That's what I like too.
like the feeling it gives me. But it could be better vocally, but it's just a feel. It's just almost a
How the
ethereal.
kids say it now, sis? It was a vibe. It's the vibe of it.
Yeah, it's like a ethereal kind of floaty, like angelic thing going on with it that was interesting to
Yeah,
me. I think
I agree. I agree.
it's an emotional thing that song gives me. But no, it's got problems.
Yeah.
I can admit that, but I do.
Yeah, I think those are the only two for me that are just, those are my least favorite. I'm not gonna say that I just dislike them straight up, but those are my least favorite.
For sure. I get it. But that's why I said I Just Died kind of got you prepared for these two. So it's like, all right. Yeah.
But
So then,
she picked it right back up though.
yes, God. What?
Right back up.
Oh.
Boy.
Like, we're back again. We're back in this place again.
Yep. Right back up.
We back there now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because Show Me, we talking about feel. Show Me feels like Share My World.
So I put that right here. I said this song gives me Mary J. Blige feeling all over it because I can hear Share My World. Don't you leave.
It's a similar progression. The instruments feel similar. Like it's very like they channeled 5 years prior. Share My World. And I guess would this be considered kind of like the third slower mid-tempo?
Yeah. Like we said, she really didn't have no balance. It was all groove.
It's still grooving. So
yeah, it was still a groove.
Yeah, but no, I love this record, man.
Yes, it's like she brought back the thickness that I was missing with the past few songs. It brought me back to Nothing Like Loving You. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Can't Let Go. Like it gave me that. It was like, okay, you gave me that. Y'all tried to try something there. I get it. Some type of mainstream stuff. That's what I was saying. Like it was some mainstream you was trying to find, but then you went back and it was like,
right.
Woo.
We didn't did the Columbia records. Now we
that part. Yep. We gave you what you wanted. You still didn't release them as singles any damn way, but we gave you what you wanted, and then we went back, and now we back where we are comfortable at. This is what we want y'all to feel.
Mm-hmm.
This joint was the shit. Oh damn! You thought the Share My World shit?
100%. The first three, boom, 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 like that's Share My World.
Oh God. Damn. Damn. But the piano, I think, is more the star of this. Don't get me wrong, the drums are still kicking, but that, like you said, the first, when I first heard it, I started singing Share My World. I was like, okay, I get the American comparisons. Okay, I see it. I get it.
My Serato stem niggas about to have a ball with that joint.
Man, what? Oh God, yes.
Title track?
Yeah.
This should have ended the album.
I agree.
Like if the album ended on this,
I agree. Now I know she was talking about Jesus in the outro. I get it, but no.
Like this is like and you know and I like as an artist, you want to be able to properly open and close your albums, you know, with a bit of your own personality. So I totally understand that. But even if she would have left us with just All I Have, I'd have been good. Like I'd have been straight.
It sounded like a last track song. Like it just sounded like after she did all that and did her little note that she did, and it just slowly it's like it goes out just like that. And it's like, oh, we're at the end. We're closing here.
And it's dope to me too. And I don't know if they sequenced it like this on purpose, but the beginning, first song, the middle song, Got to Be There,
Okay.
and the ending song all have the same feel, all had the same groove. Like they all had that same, like, beginning, middle, and end had the same feel.
Wow. Didn't I say this was a produced album? See what I'm saying?
Pick it apart.
Wow, so
pick it apart.
Thinking about that shit, it do kind of end like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I never thought about
come
that.
in and we go out kind of the same way. And and the fact that, you know, everything, including, and I didn't do this time, but I'm gonna do it now, including like the album art, album coloring, the colors, all of that, the teal, like all of that fits the music. And to me, like when you see the album art, and we've talked about this before, because I hear music in colors. So when I see stuff, I'm like, okay, turquoise, teal, you know, we got some rose in there, blah, blah, blah. Like, so when I hear the music, that's what I think about. I think about just, you know, those colors and how those colors, and it all attributes to how the music makes me feel. So, you know, I think that complete package, everything, like she's sitting on a classic, man. And, you know, classic is not a word that I know you guys don't throw around. It's nothing that I throw around a lot, but this is like I said, it's a really, really dense project, man. And, you know, I think it aged really well. Like, you can run it. I pick my daughter from school and I'll run this album straight through. You know, I don't have any problems with doing that. And, you know, she loves it. I love it. It's, you know, we 20 years now. So, you know, it's a work of art to me.
I agree. And her and Rich started something. You know what I mean? They started something. You know what I mean? And they don't get a lot of credit for it.
Yeah.
That's where I don't like. It's like everybody kind of bypass this because everybody again just go to Why Don't We Fall in Love, which is there. And then they go to Talking to Me, which is still there. But you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, after that, they'd be like, oh, those was kind of grooves, whatever, not realizing musically, these two started something. Because if it wasn't for this, Crazy in Love couldn't have walked.
That's true.
It couldn't have walked. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then for that, then everybody started. So everybody seemed to go back to Crazy in Love. And I'm like, no, wait a minute now. Especially since Elise taught me Got to Be There sounds just like that. Like, it was just like, they just don't get the love that they started something. And like you said in the beginning, though, it's like everything just wasn't working in her favor at this time. It was just like, she go left, they go right. She go right, they go left. It was just like nothing. The comparisons, everybody on the label she had to deal with, the label wasn't really behind it. It was just a lot. And I'm like, y'all, this is a gem. Like, it really was a gem. You know what I mean? And 2002 had a lot of gems because we were just talking about Southern Hummingbird. Right. They don't give that the proper love that it's supposed to get. And then you get All I Have. You know what I'm saying? Like, they 3 months behind each other. And I'm like, y'all not, and they aged so well. Like, this album aged. I could still blast this. You know what I'm saying? And
she created a sound for herself. And the reason why you can tell that is because even on her guest appearances, that music sounds like the stuff that would come from this album. All the same kind of, you know, summery, bright, airy, you know, that type of thing, that type of feeling where it's, you know, it's they see that Why Don't We Fall in Love video and they like, oh, we got something for Amerie, you know, let's put on that. And a lot of times it worked. Like the shit she was on for Stillmatic, that shit was dope.
Oh yes, and using freaking Tears for Fears, yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, she has a sound that she created and can sit in. And it was just crazy just watching people after she came out the second time telling her that she's biting off, and somebody was like, yo, this is her sound. She's already created it. You just missed it.
Yeah. Even when she got on the joint with LL, with Paradise.
Right.
It sounded like something that could have been on All I Have, to be honest. Like, it was that. Everybody, like you said, so they knew, get Amerie for that joint. Get her, like, there ain't too much for me with her and DJ K Slay and Foxy and all that, and her on that hook alone. It was like, this is Amerie sound, yo. You know what I mean? And she don't get credit
I
for it.
wonder how much, because I think about other artists who sound like just work with one producer, and then that producer gets big.
Yeah.
And they move on, and everybody wants a song from them. So then it's no longer. So what was Amerie and Rich became Rich's sound. And so she got kind of, whatever.
To the side. Yep.
But she was there, like, helping cultivate and figure out how to use a singer on that style of producing that he was doing. And then they move on. You think about, like, Brandy and Rodney. And then he got bigger. He went and did songs for everybody else. And what was Brandy's sound was now everybody's sound.
Right.
Think about Khalees. Do with Pharrell.
Yeah.
They get bigger. Now everybody has that kaleidoscope shit.
Yep. That part. Yep.
That happens.
Shit, I Just Died could have worked on that Kaleidoscope album.
So no, because it's in the vein of Get Along With You.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, you right.
So.
Yeah. Damn, yo.
We was gonna talk about that album, but somebody stood me up from my hometown. That's neither here nor there. But I really want to talk about that joy. Wasn't we
hype? We were sitting there like.
It was like tick-tock. We should have just sat there and talked about it ourselves.
Man, I used to run that record so much, man. Game Show and damn Get Along With
Game Show. Oh my God, that's my favorite on there. Game Show. Oh God.
Oh.
Lord. But yeah, no disrespect, because I have a relationship with Jesus. I don't want Amerie, when she see this, like, they really just like bypass the outro like that. Girl, we knew what you was doing, but we wanted it to end with All I Have. You know what I'm saying? We wanted it to end with that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I knew where you were going with it. Like, you thanking God for all your blessings and all that. I get it. But All I Have, it should have stopped right there. But Zoe, you just said, I think they wanted to go out how they came in.
Yeah, I mean, and with the outro, like I said, you want to make your album personal, and 2002, it wasn't no social media, nothing like that, so probably for the better. But so you gotta put your personality in intro, outro, interludes, that type of thing, or because a lot of us, if we're not going to see you live, that's the only way that we're hearing you. So I get it, but I damn sure wouldn't have been mad.
Right.
I sure wouldn't have been mad.
Now we reached my favorite part of the show. And today and that's the word song association. And today I'm going to give you other songs from 2002. Some big songs, some not so much. And just first thought, feeling, motion, memory, whatever.
Okay.
Or you have no opinion, no memory of it at all.
Okay.
Happens to. Let me get back to my list. I keep changing which ones I want to do. All right. We'll start off with. One second. Get my life together.
Was it that bad?
It was a little bad.
That's why I'm like,
It was a little bad.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's why I figured it was because you like you struggling.
It wasn't the best
Oh,
year singles wise.
okay.
It was some good albums. There was a single, like hot singles was. I mean, that's the year of the very. It was a very Ashanti, J Lo, Justin Timberlake kind of year.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
And that was B2K whole time. That was like all of that.
That's right. And I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening to B2K at all. I was listening to music and Tweet and
yes,
Floetry, I believe.
Yep, they came out in 2002. Yep.
Glenn Lewis, I think I was listening to.
Glenn Lewis.
Anything out of Touch of Jazz, anything Jay, anything, that's what I was rocking.
I'm struggling. What I'm gonna call it audible. We'll just kind of talk about some different things that was out at that time.
Okay.
Please.
Just make JR laugh. It was Angie Stone had an album that year because I wish I didn't.
That was her second one, right? Was that her second one?
Mahogany Soul.
Mahogany Soul.
Yeah, which that song did well, and that song I really let's see, Half Crazy was the big single for music.
Yeah.
Just Listen. Was that Just Listen?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I ran. What was the first song on Just Listen?
Talk about newness.
My God, come on,
Listen here now.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh, that when I listened to that joint, he showed music was like, I'm not playing with y'all motherfuckers like at all. What? Oh.
That's one of my favorite songs on that album.
Yes.
From jump.
Newness. He just came with the boom, like
yeah.
I told y'all I want to sing. Now I want you to listen.
Was Soul Star on that one too?
Or was that no
one after?
So what talking about after Just Listen?
Was that
was Soul Star, yeah, because that was with what had Soul Star on it? Moment in Life.
Yes.
That had For the Night.
Okay. See, y'all got me looking up stuff now. Hold on.
Yeah, that had For the Night. That had Don't Stop with Bilal.
Yeah, because music was getting busy, man. Like he was
literally from 2000 to 2008, he was getting busy.
He was getting busy.
He was for real. Like
that one had Real Love on it.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
That James Poyser did. That was my shit. Real Love was my joint. Yeah, that was my joint. And Previous Cats too. That shit. That.
Yes. Previous Cats, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Arrow, man. Shout out to Arrow.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
That is my friend was gonna say that is a song.
Yep.
Okay. And let's see what else we have.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, 2002 was kind of tough.
Yeah, it was tough on the hip hop side too. I will say that it was a place of adjustment. I think it was. Yeah,
it never quite worked.
Yeah, it was a. But 2002 was when I first heard of Arrow. That was off of the Jazzy Jeff album.
Oh, okay. That's when you first heard Arrow, was it?
Yeah, that was when I first heard him.
Oh.
In 2002 on Rock With You with
Why we say like that? I was like, oh.
Yep. Because I used to run that. I was running Be Here.
Yes.
Raphael and D'Angelo. I was running Getting Late by Floetry. That was my shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else came out in 2002?
What?
Hold on, let me double check. Oh, crazy.
Because I was running Avance Ecstasy. I was running.
Vivian
You
Green.
sure did.
Oh my God! How can we forget a love story? What?
I was running Ain't Nothing But Love. I think that's what it's called. Ain't Nothing But Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I ran that to death.
Let me tell you something. Eric Roberson did some damn writing on that album. Listen here now. Woo! Lord.
I found a promo of a love story in a dollar bin. I ain't never snatched up something so damn quick.
I get two for it.
All up.
Keep the change, nigga.
Oh my God. Yes, yo. I forgot.
Let me get this before they know what they got in here.
Man. I ran the shit out of My Place by Tweet.
Oh.
That's a way to start off. That's a way to set off a record.
And they come the way, and she comes in with her harmony too. Oh God.
I ran
Joe
that.
had a 2002 album too. What if he had the single "What If a Woman," but it was the Better Days album by Joe. That was 2002.
Oh yeah.
That man,
Joe was consistent too.
And then Genuine had a single out in 2002. He had "Stingy" on the because it was on the Barbershop soundtrack.
Ah, the Barbershop, the soundtracks. Have y'all done a soundtrack episode yet?
What?
Have y'all done a soundtrack episodes yet?
No.
We haven't done a soundtrack.
No. You see? Look at this.
Number 85.
I've been wanting to do, but we just hadn't had anyone interested in talking about one. So I've been wanting to do that from the beginning.
We might have to do one where we talk about just soundtracks from like a certain era.
Okay. The intro say we talk about eras.
See,
our first episode was the only one about an era.
It was. Ooh.
Soundtracks of the late 90s, soundtracks of the early 70s.
We'd be here for 3 hours fucking with me with 70s.
That is true. Okay, so man, just pick two of them.
Oh my God, because then I get to go off about Curtis. Woo!
Resume.
Oh yes, but yeah, it was a lot of it was a lot duds in 2002, but there was some bright stars.
Yeah,
but they didn't get pushed to the front.
It was
doesn't that feel familiar? The good stuff.
02 was like a transitional period, I think. 02, 03 seemed kind of transitional to It's 2004, like folks was hitting you in the head on hip hop and R&B side. Like folks was hitting us over the head. So I think we needed those couple years for a break.
I give you that for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, we appreciate you hanging out with us once again. You know how we
do, and always.
So we've already worked out what the next convo is going to be, and I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I want to do that with all I have. Okay, I'm sorry, but you know,
I'm about to bring a bottle of liquor over here for that shit.
Just like I did that shit after your show, though. Honestly,
I love it,
man. What?
Yes. If you want in Durham, hanging with us, you missed it.
You missed it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still coming down off of Durham. I'm still coming down off of North Carolina because like Charlotte, folks came out and they came out in droves, and you know I saw some some of my old Western Kentucky classmates, and they came through. And that shit was dope. And Pooh came up, did This Could Be the Night, and we had a dope ass little Airbnb that was just off in the cut, and we got some good ass vegan food, and that shit was cool. North Carolina treated us really well, and I may or may not be looking for property down there later.
Okay.
Don't fuck around, make me move down that bitch.
Might as well. Come on, be with yourself, because I ain't leaving here.
Yeah,
this where I be.
A little bit later. I let my daughter grow up some, and then
Yes, love it. Yes. So let people know how they can find you, so they can see like remaining stops on your tour and see all the things you're doing.
For sure, everything is through Zo35. So ZO3 HREE 5 IVE, and that's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com, all of that good stuff. Make sure you follow me on Bands in Town so you can see where we're going to be. Like, as soon as I announce it, you'll get an email. And that's what I got, man. I'm pretty active on social media, even though I don't want to be, but we out here. Social media, like, you have to be in a mindset, man.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be in a mindset.
Well, you see who do all our promo? JR. I just retweeted. That's bruh. And it ain't me.
Because niggas
I just like to get on and talk shit. I don't want to do no promo.
No, I get it, but I'm getting it now. How y'all feeling? Because motherfuckers don't listen. They do what they want to do with your post. Boy. That shit be pissing me off, and I'll be hitting at least like, yo, what the fuck? They can't answer. Yeah. I ain't gonna do it. And I was like, now I get why you be like, you go ahead and do the promo.
Yeah.
You have to get mentally prepared.
Yes.
I was like, I'll design the graphic, you do the copy. Thank you.
There's making music, there's touring, and there's social media interaction. That's a whole nother side of patience.
Man, listen, and I'm getting it now. I'll be like, sis, you want to switch? She be like, no.
I make everything look pretty.
See? You on your own there, brother.
Yeah.
John, when you learn to be a graphic designer, then we can switch.
Okay, I'll keep the Twitter. Yeah.
John don't do computers.
So no, that's it, man.
You don't do art, so
no. Mm-mm.
Yes, but love this as always. So much fun, and appreciate everybody for supporting us and for supporting Zoe. And subscribe, like, share, all that, and we will catch y'all on the next episode to catch that.